What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the episode trailer for the Once and Future Flash, which is episode 19 of Flash Season 3. Now, this trailer was very, very cool for many reasons, and this episode is going to be incredible, mainly because Barry is going to the future. But as always, everybody, before we go ahead and actually talk about the trailer, let's watch the trailer.
Cisco, what happened to everybody? That is something you're gonna have to see for yourself. You're from before she dies, aren't you? 2024, I made it. Tell me who Savitar is. We'll stop him before he even tries.
You are gonna be so surprised when you find out.
You're in for a world of pain.
So as I said, this episode is going to be insane, and this trailer really does highlight that. And this is all because Barry travels to the future, basically to learn the answers about Savitar. Barry thinks if he can learn out Savitar's identity in the future, they will have the key to defeating Savitar in the present. And to be honest, I don't blame Barry. I mean, it is really the only thing for him to do now. But by the looks of this trailer, when he appears in the future, all is not as it seems. But there is still some very cool things to take out of this trailer, and you will know probably what I'm thinking about, and that is the Flash suit. But I'll get onto that in a little bit. So at the start of the trailer, we can see Barry in Star Labs, and it's practically ruined. It's just completely deserted, and he's asking the future Cisco, who seems to be very much so like how we know him. I'm glad he hasn't changed his personality too much, but he obviously seems pretty depressed because it seems that after Iris died, everything in this future that we're seeing in this episode from this trailer is completely depressing, and everyone has completely given up. And that's when we hear Barry ask Cisco what happened to everybody, and he goes and says, that is something you're going to have to go and see for yourself. So in this episode, it's kind of obvious that we're going to see Barry go to people like Wally, possibly Joe, and other people such as Caitlin even, because we've learned from the previous episode that she turns into Killer Frost. So the way I look at this, guys, and the way it's being shown to us, this is the worst possible, future for the Flash TV show. It is just the lowest of the low they've ever been and could probably ever get to. Now, I really love timey-wimey things. So when Barry meets his future self in this trailer and he says, you're from before she died, aren't you? Oh man, it is just, I love stuff like this. It's going to be so interesting to see this version of Barry. I mean, look at him. He's got such long Oliver Queen-styled island hair, if that makes sense. And just the look on Barry's face when he looks at, his future self, he's completely given up. It's completely priceless. And as I said, I don't blame him. Imagine if this was yourself, you're going to the future and everything is royally completely screwed. Now, from what we do learn in the trailer, this is 2024. And the most interesting thing about this date is that is when the Flash goes missing in a crisis. So the reason why Barry actually probably chose this date, and from what we will learn in the episode most likely, is because of that date on the newspaper in that Braille Room that Harrison Wells used to, go in as Eobard Thawne. So I'm thinking he might be arriving just before the Flash goes missing in a crisis, and it could very well happen in this episode. I mean, that would be insane. Now, here we see Wally in a wheelchair, basically staring at the wall, and this really is interesting. I'm wondering what actually happened to Wally for him to actually end up into a wheelchair. I mean, is he paralyzed? Is he actually not able to respond to Barry? Did Savitar do this to Wally even after Iris died? But let me know why you think Wally is in this wheelchair. Now, here we see Barry also talking to Killer Frost, and obviously after Caitlin turned into Killer Frost in the previous episode, it seems that she does stay that way in this version of this future. And I find it so interesting, and it just teases, as much as she's teasing Barry in this trailer, she's teasing all of us, by saying you're going to be so surprised when you find out. Now, I doubt she will give Barry the answer. She'll definitely tease with him in the episode and definitely play with his mind, because everyone at this point probably knows who Savitar is. But as for who this is in the background, it definitely does look like Julianne, and by the look on Barry's face, I'm thinking maybe Julianne, is being his cold version of himself. Maybe since the whole group has fallen apart in the future, I'm thinking maybe Julianne doesn't really give much of a damn about anything, especially as this is his world now. So when a previous Flash comes to see him in the present day, his and everyone else's life has already fallen apart, so it's already happened for them, so he's probably not in the best of moods, if that makes sense. Now, it's also very interesting to see Mirror Master in this. I don't know what place he will have in it. Maybe as Barry goes into the future, the villains are sort of rampaging all over the city, and Mirror Master might be the top dog, and maybe Barry tries to help take him down. But it does make me question, as for the future Flash, the version of Barry with the longer hair, What is he doing for everybody? Is he still going around as a speedster? Because what we did learn from the previous episode is that even though Savitar kills Iris, they do beat him afterwards. But even though they beat him, obviously without Iris, Barry's life falls apart. So you can imagine how, you know, Star Labs is in this way and nobody really cares about anything anymore. This world truly is a much darker world than what any of Team Flash could ever have imagined them becoming. Now, the most interesting part of this trailer for me is definitely this next bit when we see Barry, or the Future Flash even, in his Future Flash suit. So this Future Flash, is he the Future Flash with the longer hair? Does this mean that when Barry goes to the future in 2024, that future Barry with the longer hair isn't running around protecting Central City because he's so depressed and, you know, he's just been broken? Or is he actually still acting as the Flash without a team, perhaps? And this Future Flash right here on the screen right now is him. I'm a bit confused because we've got Barry who goes to the future from the present. And then we see Barry at the beginning of the trailer with the longer hair. But he seems like he's, you know, pretty depressed. So I'm really thinking, is this Future Flash in the suit, in the awesome suit? Is he the one with longer hair? I'm thinking if future Barry hasn't been running around saving people in Central City, maybe current and present Barry goes there and motivates him to put this Future Flash suit on again, and then maybe something happens where he disappears in a crisis. Or least likely, is this another version of a Future Flash in this episode? I'm kind of hoping that the future Barry, perhaps after not really being much of a speedster anymore after losing Iris, is motivated by present Barry to, you know, put on the cowl again and this awesome, incredible new Flash suit. Because in the next couple of images, we do see present Barry being pushed by future Barry. What's interesting to note as well, that when Barry pushes his past self, he's in the Braille Room and it looks all packed up just like the rest of Star Labs. But I do wonder what they are doing in the Braille Room. So I think it's definitely going to be an emotional episode, and I really hope it is the case that present Barry does motivate future Barry to put on this suit again. If not, which version of the Flash is this Future Flash? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. But anyway, back to the Future Flash suit. I freaking love it. You can see that he's got a much thicker sort of lightning streaks on his arms, as well as the belt. And that's definitely more comic book accurate, because in the comics he does have a very thick striped lightning pattern around his belt and his arms. So that's definitely cool to see. It's interesting because they've kept the suit still a lot more darker red, rather than that of a vibrant red. But let me know what you guys think of this Future Flash suit and the trailer as a whole. I thought it was incredible. I am so fascinated as to what we're going to learn in this episode. Do you think this will be the episode where we learn Savitar's identity? I do think it is going to probably be the episode where we will, because I don't think he's going to be able to go to the future without finding out who he is. Otherwise, that would be a complete waste of time, if that makes sense. So through traveling to the future, guys, he's definitely going to find out his identity. And if he doesn't, I'd be very disappointed. But I think this is going to be the one. But either way, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and leave a like on it, as it really does show your support, and maybe even consider subscribing to stay up to date with all future Flash videos just like this. But as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.